Welcome back to Bruins Game Reactions. Boston Bruins win 4-0 over the Columbus Blue Jackets in a beautiful bounce-back game after that dumpster fire that was last night. I mentioned this in my first period breakdown. Charlie McAvoy was interviewed before today's game or after last night's game, something. Somewhere in the previous 24 hours. He was asked about the loss, obviously, and he said it was left in Columbus. And you know what? This team played like it. They played like they had a pulse all night, got the lead, held it, and were in the driver's seat throughout most of this game. Unfortunately, still dropped the season series 2-1 to Columbus. Getting outscored, I think that's going to be 11-10. Obviously, 6-2 loss, 4-0 win tonight, and I believe that would make a 5-2 win for Columbus earlier in the season. I believe that was also under Jim Montgomery. I mean, great bounce-back win all around. Fabian Lysell making his NHL debut. Had a pretty good game. His line got a goal. He arguably could have gotten an assist within the first 30 seconds on his first shift of his NHL career. And yeah, I mean, all around it was a good game. And hopefully they can continue this momentum into Washington on New Year's Eve. And with that, let's get right into the first period recap. First period gets going, and it was a pretty chaotic one for a low event period. One goal, one fight, one penalty. Boston didn't look horrible. They came out of the gate hard. They made a note just pregame. They interviewed Charlie McAvoy after the game, before tonight's game, and he basically said the team left last night's loss in Columbus, and I mean they came out hard. They came out swinging pretty good. Ended up putting up 10 shots in the first period. One goal out of that. Could have had 2, maybe 3. Just a couple bounces didn't go their way. Fabian Lysell gets his first plus in the National Hockey League in the regular season. Came inches away from his first goal or even first assist. Mark Kastelic went toe-to-toe with Pierre Oliver Joseph, I think, or Pierre Oliver. I think it's Pierre. That might not be right. Yeah, I mean, the fight, it was alright. It was unnecessary, really, from a Bruins perspective. It was off of the opening face-off of the goal. Sorry. Definitely not needed there, to be honest. Always nice to see Mark Kastelic willing to go, though. And yeah, that was nice. Jeremy Swayman playing obviously in his first game since the break. Didn't look too bad. I don't want to say this because it's really rude to goalies. Made his first bonehead play of the season, to be honest. Puck comes behind the net, stops it, gives it away, barely makes the save to avoid the goal. And yeah, overall, honestly, give us 3 periods like that, and I don't think I'll be complaining. Definitely chances going both ways. I want to say it was Zadorov had a chance with Brad Marchand wide open to his left. Just took the shot instead of making the extra pass. But given the circumstances, I mean, it was just chaos. Marchand got hooked into the Columbus goalie. All three guys went down. I think it was Dmitry Voronkov hooked him. Took Marchand out, took himself out, took the goalie out, and all three were kind of sitting there in the crease, fighting with each other. And, I mean, that's one of those where it's like, you gotta get a goal out of that. You don't, unfortunately. Chances are there. Just gotta start making your own luck a bit more. And yeah, I mean that's kind of all there is to it. Lysel's looked good. Everyone's really looked good. There hasn't been anyone that's looked bad. So let's get right into the second period recap. Morgan Geekie gets the second period scoring underway with a goal about 7 minutes in. Bad giveaway by Columbus there, to be honest. Morgan Geekie coming just off the bench. Bad giveaway in the middle of the ice, basically in the high slot, to be honest. And Geekie just rips it home. Beautiful shot from a player who's flown really under the radar this season. But he's been playing really good and gets a beautiful goal in this one. So yeah, 2-0 Boston. David Pastrnak follows that up 2 minutes later with a nasty breakaway goal. Beats the goalie high glove side. And if I'm being honest, I didn't think this goal went in. I saw the slow-mo replay. It went in. It touched the padding at the back bar of the net, so it didn't actually move the netting at all. Wow. That was just an amazing goal from an amazing player, really. Obviously, it's a breakaway, so you don't have any defenders on you, but at this point in the season for Pastrnak, you get what you can get. He had another one later on with about a minute left, just couldn't quite capitalize, unfortunately. Overall, though, another fairly solid period. No real complaints. 20 seconds after the David Pastrnak goal, Mark Kaslick takes a double minor for high sticking, and Boston decides to have the one penalty kill a month, or not even a month, every other week it seems at this point, where they decide, okay, your penalty kill is now our power play. Felt like there was more time in the offensive zone than the defensive zone. And the fans at TD Garden made that very clear. They were quite happy with that. I mean, I'm not going to complain. It was a fair call. You don't like it, given the circumstances. Obviously, you've just scored. Bad things happen occasionally, and that was one of those. But yeah, you're up 3-0 against Columbus. You've held them under 20 shots, if I'm not mistaken, so far. Lock it down. Go bring home this win, and after that, head out to Washington for New Year's Eve. And so, with that, let's get right into the third period. Third period, it was a relatively quiet period, all things considered. Cole Koepke rips one home on... It wasn't a turnover by Columbus. I don't think it was listed as one. It was a turnover by Columbus. Mason Lohrei had the puck in the defensive zone, tries to send it up the ice to Cole Koepke, gets intercepted at the blue line by Columbus, and I want to say it was Adam Fantilli. I might be wrong on that. But kind of just bobbles the puck and has to take a lap around it to regain control. And Cole Koepke comes in and picks it up. Both teams changing. And Lohrei and Cole Koepke are able to get a 2-on-1. Koepke comes down the wing, is able to pull the goalie out wide, and rips one home over the far blocker. That makes it 4-0 Boston, like I said, about 7 minutes in. And, I mean, it was just smooth sailing from then on. There was a bad hit on Charlie McAvoy, how he returned to this game, how he was eligible to return to this game. Not just return, but eligible to return. Is a bit shocking to me, if we're being realistic. Just gets lit up by Matthew Olivier. Same guy who fought Mark Kastelic. I think I said Pierre Oliver. It's Matthew Olivier. He was the big name in this one. Lights up McAvoy. I don't like the hit. How that gets nothing is beyond me. Runs him into the boards. I might have to rewatch that. I didn't see him let up at all. I mean, boarding, charging, pick your poison. One of them? Please? Something? I don't... Yeah, I mean, I don't get it. I mean, it was a bad looking hit. McAvoy's head made contact with the stanchion, and he went down to the ice. Morgan Geekie grabbed a hold of him, tried to be all big tough guy. He's not big tough guy, not this season at least. He's been actually a pretty solid goal scorer and point getter. I don't know. Nikita Zadorov flies in, roughs him up. They have a fight. Yeah, it was a no, you take it. Nothing happened. Both kind of tired each other out. I mean, like, I get that it wasn't on the numbers. Because if that's on the numbers, then you're probably looking at, if you're Matt Rempe, a repeat offender, 8 games. I'd be shocked if that ends up being nothing, to be honest. I don't like it. I mean, it was shoulder to shoulder, but I didn't see him let up at all. And McAvoy didn't have the puck either. He had just gotten rid of it, but it wasn't one of those he's watching his own pass. He just got lit up. Yeah, I mean, can't do anything about it now. Got the 2 points, got the win. Toronto is currently down by 2, and they have 1 game in hand. If they lose that, they will fall behind Florida, ahead of Boston still. But Boston will only be 2 points out of second place in the East. This division has been sneaky. You've got Florida, Toronto, Boston, and Tampa, all covered by 6-8 points, maybe, I think. Something like that. It's been a dogfight this year. Obviously, that just means that the Atlantic Division games mean a bit more. Which is obviously easiest way to gain ground on your divisional opponents, win your divisional games. Yeah, I mean, you got one coming up against Toronto here shortly. I think there's one coming up against Tampa. Maybe in a few weeks. Still got 2 more in Ottawa, 1 in Montreal. Obviously, that 1 in Montreal and Ottawa, those don't mean as much. But kind of circling the calendar for that Toronto game. Yeah, that's probably going to do it for this one. Overall, really good game. Only had Swayman face, I believe, 18 shots. So kept the shot count low. Yours wasn't the highest, had about 26, I think, 27 maybe. Yeah, I mean, you pulled out you pulled out the win. Uh, Obviously, second half of back to back, got Columbus on the second half as well. Solid bounce back game. Bailed Swayman out when he needed to. Swayman bailed you out when he needed to. Solid team effort all the way around. Fabian Lysel's first game, not the worst, not the best. Kind of went a little quiet in the third period. I don't believe he played much, actually. Had about 15 minutes of ice time. Not bad. He also did just play last night against the New York Islanders affiliate in the AHL. But yeah, next game is going to be New Year's Eve against the Washington Capitals. Sorry. Yeah, can't wait to see everyone next time.